The most hotly debated political issue in Texas pertaining to education is high-stakes testing. Even though high-stakes tests are tests used to make important decisions about students, educators, schools, or districts, most commonly for the purpose of accountability, I believe that high-stakes testing should not be used as a basis on individual understanding of concepts. Not all people respond the same way or are able to perform well on tests. High-stakes testing can be very stressful for students as well as teachers and staff. The first point I would like to make is that research shows there is too much emphasis put on high-stakes testing. As stated by the American Educational Research Association in 1999, the problem with the current emphasis on testing is not unquestionably the test, but instances when the tests have unplanned or possibly negative consequences for individual students, groups of students, or the educational system. Another example that shows there is too much emphasis put on high-stakes testing, according to the American Educational Research Association in 1999, is that teachers are only able to focus on material covered by the test. This happens at the expense of other topics. One topic that is suffering because of this is critical thinking skills. Critical thinking skills are crucial for children to learn to help them deal with the ways of the world they live in. Unfortunately, as shown here, this is how many of the students and some of our teachers feel about the current tests that they are required to take. This is just a small example of the stress that's put on kids and how they feel about tests that are required of them yearly. Another point is that I believe most importantly, the reason that high-stakes testing should not be used as a basis on individual understanding of concepts is because not all people respond the same way to tests or the stress that is involved with them. As stated by Barksdale, McGill, Franzen, and Leftwich in 2002, there are indications that children are feeling increasingly anxious about schooling and their performance. Barksdale, Ladd, and Thomas stated in 2000, Gordon and Reese stated in 1997, and Hoffman, Asaf, and Paris stated in 2001 that research revealed that high-stakes testing contributes to children's anxiety. Not all children learn the same way or at the same pace. Teachers take much time getting to know each individual student and planning individualized lessons. High-stakes lessons do not take individual learning styles into account. In conclusion, so it's clear, although high-stakes tests are tests used to make important decisions about students, education, schools, or districts, most commonly for the purpose of accountability, I do not agree. One reason that I do not agree is because research shows that there's too much emphasis put on high-stakes testing. Another reason, most importantly, not all people respond the same way or are able to perform well on tests. High-stakes testing can be very stressful for students as well as teachers. If the results of high-stakes testing are so questionable, why don't we try something different?